Plaintiff Asia Stewart dated the defendant off and on for 3.5 years, and she says he cheated constantly. Asia claims as a result of the defendant's infidelities, he had 2 pregnancy scares with other women, and she's suing him today for car repairs and the cost of a car rental. Defendant Patrick Hollins says his relationship with Asia was tumultuous because she constantly accused him of cheating. Patrick insists during one of his pregnancy scares with another woman, he and Asia were on a break, and he believes Asia is suing him for more than he owes.
Start with you.
Well, I've been dating the defendant on and off for 3.5 years, and he is the king of double standards. He believes that if you're not going all the way with a woman, then that's not considered cheating. Although he's had 2 pregnancy scares since we've been together, so obviously he's doing something. And the fact of the matter is, if a guy even looks at me or compliments me or anything happens, it's World War III. For instance, I'm an aspiring singer and songwriter, and I took him to the studio with me before, and he got into it with my engineer because he complimented me on how well I was doing and how much he liked the song. Nothing sexual, nothing, over the top. And I go in the booth, and he's just arguing and had to be thrown out of my session. So it's okay when he does it, but it's not okay when I do it. So that's one of the main things that we've had. And then,
you want to give me some background on that? What do you say?
First and foremost, I do believe that not going all the way is not really cheating. If you don't kiss a woman or you're not, laying with a woman, then how are you actually cheating? You're just, conversing, having a conversation, having fun.
And where'd the baby scares come from?
Well, we'll get to that later. He just asked me a question, not you.
All right.
Okay.
Got his opinion on cheating. Go ahead.
Well, and, the thing about it is that, when things are good, they're good. And then when they're bad, they're horrible. And he feels like he can run off and do whatever he wants to do. I call it the May curse. Every single year since we've been together, every single May, I have bailed him out of one situation or another. The first year that we were together, I bailed him out of jail for burglary. That was $4,000. The second year we were together, I bailed him out for a suspended license, all in May. And then this past year, everything was going good. I'm like, Lord, thank you. Like, we're good. May 20th comes around, and he crashes my car.
He doesn't work?
He hadn't. He just recently started working. Like, I'll say, this year has really been flowing.
When did you get $4,000 to bail him out?
Well, it's always around May, so that's right after income tax time. So it just so happened, I had some extra money saved away. And I try to keep, I have 2 kids, so I try to keep something in my savings account.
Did he pay you back?
No. Now, he was really helping me as far as supporting me with the kids. Like, he was, watching them for me while I went to work. So he did save me a lot of money.
So that was babysitting fee.
Right, kind of. Well, sort of. A very hefty fee, I say.
Okay, all right. So you got any openings on that babysitting?
Well, actually, I do, Your Honor.
That's a pretty good fee.
You know what? I do now. I really do. But
pretty good fee. All right, tell me about the car repair.
So this happened on May 20th of this year. He was supposed to be picking me up from work. Lord knows where he was really at and where he was coming from. But he was supposed to be picking me up from work, and he got into a car accident with another driver. And I have photos here. My front...
Let's see him, please.
My front... the front part of my car was completely tore up.
All right, let me hear from you, sir.
Well, I dated Asia for 3.5 years, and yes, it was tumultuous. Yes, it was up and down, but
why?
There's reasoning behind all of it. First, she was accusing me of, cheating when I wasn't cheating. And I understand I've done things before. I understand I had wrongs before. Every man has. I mean, we're all men. But at the end of the day...
That's not true. Every man does.
So you never judge?
We're not talking about me. We're talking about you and every man. Don't question me. I'm the judge. I question you. Let's stick to your business that you want millions of people to know about. Well, he is a cheater, ladies. A known, admitted cheater. And he thinks that all men cheat like he does. Now, let's continue.
I've made my mistakes, I should say, with women. And yes, we were on a break the time where one of my pregnancy scares came. We were together for 3.5 years. Now, everything was good in the beginning of the relationship, like any other relationship is, butterflies and Hallmark cards in the beginning until you get to that 1 year period, I should say, 1.5 year period. And things kind of started to progressively change and go backwards. And what I mean by that is, I'm not disrespectful at all, Your Honor. I understand we were in a relationship. We were together. We were living together. So with us living together, I have to honor the fact of having a
curfew. Did you help pay rent while you all were living together?
Yeah, I did as much as I could, Your Honor.
As much as you could?
At the time, I wasn't.
Hold on. You think that's how all men are also?
No, sir. But
okay.
Before
so
that
you're
time,
an exception there.
Before that time, I had incurred my first felony. And
think all men are like that?
No, sir.
Okay.
But it kind of blackballed me.
Just wondering, because you may be a little presumptuous about other men based on your experiences. So I'm just trying to understand how your mind works. Go ahead.
So it kind of blackballed me into the work market. You know, it's hard to get a job at companies that aren't felony friendly.
How far did you go in your schooling? Did you finish high school?
Oh, yes, sir. I finished high school.
Did you go to trade school or community college or university?
I did 3 months. Let's say like 4 months of JUCO college.
Junior college? Why did you stop?
I got in trouble again around that time.
Why after trouble didn't you go back?
My mind wasn't there, sir. Like I said, I had other things on my plate.
That may have something to do with you not getting a job also.
Yes, sir, probably.
All right, because I had a felony on my record.
Yes, sir. Drugs, you did that. Jail, you've been there.
I didn't say anything about drugs. You've never heard me say anything about drugs. I didn't say anything about drugs. I never sold drugs.
Okay.
That was too easy.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Yeah. All right. You keep presuming people do what you do. Did you sell drugs? Did you sell drugs?
I'd rather not say that on camera.
And on that note, if you want to compare yourself to what I did, I overcame it and I went to school. When you going to do that? And I went and got a law degree. When you going to do that? Compare yourself to me. So me and you have nothing in common. So you need to stop that. We have nothing in common.
I've been dating the defendant on and off for 3.5 years, and he is the king of double standards. He believes that if you're not going all the way with a woman, then that's not considered cheating. Although he's had 2 pregnancy scares since we've been together, so obviously he's doing something.
Plaintiff Asia Stewart dated the defendant. And she claims while they were together, the defendant cheated and had 2 pregnancy scares with other women.
All right, what do you say about these car repairs?
Well, first off, I should have been on the insurance on the car anyway, considering that I borrowed the car on a constant basis. But around the time I was on my way to a client because I had started my own business, which is Barber on Wheels, where I go to the clients in which I cut. So I was getting off the expressway, and you know, in Illinois, if you hit somebody from behind, it's a false state, so it automatically holds me at fault. So I end up striking the car from behind because he cut me off driving erratic through traffic. So I hit him from behind, and at the time I wasn't under the insurance. So me not being under insurance left me and her at the time to foot the bill of the cost of the repairs. So within that time, we had went through another snag where, I'll rewind, where we broke up. We went on a break for about, I say, a couple months, and I had ended up rekindling the old flame with the ex. We went out for drinks and hung out, and things led to another and went a little bit too far. You get what I'm saying? And 2 months after me and my ex slept together, me and Asia tried to rekindle our relationship. So then the ex-girlfriend gave me a phone call one day like, hey, how you doing? Like everything was fine. You get what I'm saying? Then she said, yeah, it's a possibility that you could be the father of my child. I'm pregnant. So I'm like, you know, my past comes back to haunt me one more time with this girl, and I think that's why she's here originally suing me today, because of the situation of her being bitter about me laying up with my ex and getting her pregnant and not her.
Or I just want my...
Why don't you think you should pay her for the damage that you did to her property?
Because I agreed in the beginning that I would pay half of the cost of the car repairs.
Why would you only, what do you mean you agree? Why would you think you're only half responsible?
Because at the time we were together. So she said she
married?
No, sir.
Oh, okay. So once again, why do you think you should only be responsible for half of the damage that cost her $4,000? By the way, that other $4,000 that she paid to get you out, did you ever pay that back?
No, sir.
Okay, so now we up to $8,000. And you don't think you should pay it. You think you should only pay half. You need to get yourself together. You sound like you have the potential to go to a university and finish. You speak so well. You speak better than many lawyers that I know. You start out with words such as tumultuous, and you continue.
And that's exactly how we got to this point, because I do see his potential. I do see that, you know, he's not just a regular schmo, but unfortunately, he really just does not.
Well, he probably talks slick to everybody,
Exactly.
like he tried to talk slick to me, and I tore him apart.
And I thank you, Judge.
So you're talking slick to me.
And I have more.
Doc, I do this for a living for real. I ain't faking it. I do this for real. All right, ma'am, your judgment is $4,287 as long as you can show me that's what the repairs cost. He has no defense other than for some odd reason he thinks that even though he caused all the damage, he should only pay you half when he hasn't even paid you the other $4,000 you gave of your kids' money to get him out of jail. Don't give your kids' money up to any man. Your kids want that money. You gonna tell them when it's time to go to college, Mama, I just need $4,000 more, and I can complete this whole semester. Have you ever had $4,000 extra, Mama?
No.
Yeah. What'd you do with it? I gave it to a man who was in and out of jail. You want to have to say that? So don't be giving your money to no man. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Well, I really feel like I've done enough, you know, with watching the kids and things of that nature to even put you in the position you're in right now at the corporation you're in to make the money that you're making. So I feel like I've done a lot in your growth in life, honestly.
And I feel like you finally paid up for once, and this is exactly what you deserved, because at the end of the day, you've put me in several situations that have set me back. So yeah, you helping with the kids, that might have got me forward for a second, but then you took me 10 steps back several times. So finally, you have accountability. You can take some accountability for your actions.
Say what you want.
Plaintiff Ronald Gunn Sr. has been friends with the defendant for 20 years. And he claims the defendant is an angry guy who still lives with his mother despite the fact that he's 40 years old. Ronald claims he repaired the defendant's car, but not only did the defendant fail to pay him, but he also threatened him, so he's suing. Defendant Jerry Word says he owns several properties, but he chooses to live with his mother so he can help her out. Jerry admits that he threatened Ronald, but says he did so because Ronald was disrespectful to his mother and harassed him at work. He's countersuing for emotional distress.
Start with you.
I've known Jerry Word for about 20 years, Your Honor. We were pretty good friends coming up. And Jerry Word is a pretty angry guy at this point in his life. Jerry has had a lot of issues in the past, a lot of issues with the women, primarily black women. And as a result of...
He doesn't have issues with white women?
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
How about Latino women?
I can't speak on that, sir.
Okay. Asians?
I can only speak on what Jerry has told me, Your Honor. Jerry has had a lot of issues in the past, a lot of issues with the women, primarily black women. And as a result of...
He doesn't have issues with white women?
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Defendant Ronald Gunn Sr. says after a dispute with the defendant, he sent Ronald threatening text messages, which Ronald has in court today.
Why is he angry? Describe some of the anger that you see.
Well, Jerry feels entitled. You know, Jerry is almost 40 years old. He still stays at home with his parents. That's a good reason to be angry, for starters. Jerry has had problems within previous relationships with black women. And when he stated to me...
Does he always define the race? Because I'm getting sick of you defining them by race.
He always defines the race. And that's why I'm speaking on that, which has caused a rift between myself and Jerry, because I love black women. Okay.
You're just trying to win these women over in here.
I think I just did.
Go ahead, you sure did. You hear the choir in the background. All right now. Go ahead.
Jerry has expressed to me some things that has caused me to believe that he's a green-eyed monster. He's jealous of me. I don't understand why, because this man has taught me a couple things over the years in reference to working with my hands that's made me a lot of money. Okay. You know, so I don't understand. I had a detail shop, and Jerry was supposed to be my mechanic.
We had a detail shop.
Okay.
You can give your side in a minute. Go ahead.
I had a detail shop. Jerry was supposed to be my mechanic. Jerry backed out of the business because he met a young lady, and the young lady told him she didn't think that was a good business for him to be in with myself. So I expressed to Jerry, you know, maybe you shouldn't let her manipulate you in such a manner. But it was done. My family has done a lot for Jerry. But at this point, Jerry is not a good friend. There's a lot of people that will tell you Jerry is not a good friend. Jerry can call me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm going to show up because I'm a friend. I'm a man. But you can call Jerry 50 times in a day. He's going to look at that phone and drop it 50 times in a day.
Jerry?
Oh, yeah, that's exactly true. When you're talking about nothing, I'm not going to answer my phone. I am a very busy man. And
what you busy doing?
Well, I'm an electrician. I'm a young electrician, but I also build houses on the side. Okay. And when I don't build houses, I still work on cars here and there, which I taught him how to do. So, like he said, we've been friends for over 20 years, but I've learned to find out that he's real conniving, slick. That's what he does, you know. Time and time again, my mom had told me about this guy, but hard head make a soft tushy. That's what I'm learning right now. So, like he said, we had a detailing business, and he wanted me to do all the work and give him 50% of the business. Now, that wasn't going to happen. Then the young lady that he's speaking of, that's my daughter's mom. And no, it wasn't going to work, paying you 50%, and I got a family with a baby on the way. No, that's not going to work, never at all.
Okay, and you have 2 businesses, and you work as an electrician?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I still live at home.
Oh, yes, sir.
Can I speak?
Yes, ma'am. Stand up and state your name.
I am this young man's mother.
State
My
your
name is Jerry Word also. He may appear to be the big Jerry, but I'm the big Jerry here. And what you need to know about this young man is he can't even spell the word character. Not only that, I can only imagine how he talks to his mother. I met this young man the first time my son walked him in my house. Excuse me, I'm a little emotional and I'm very pissed right now. When he walked in my house, I felt his aroma of being bad and evil. This was during the time that they had the car wash. This one says to me, "You're going to bring your car to me." I say, "No, I'm not." He says, "Yes, you are. And you're also going to bring all those white folks' business to me, too." Because he knows that I'm part of a surgical team, and I am around those kind of people.
White folks?
I am around all type of people.
Well, then why you got to point that out? All you do is pointing out race in here.
No, I point this out because...
I'm around white folks, too.
No. No, sir, I understand that.
All the time. That's right.
You're absolutely correct, but I only said that...
Do you think he was kidding, ma'am, when he said you're going to bring your car to me? That sounds like something. All right, Miss Word, you know you got to bring your car to me, and you know you got to bring all those folks you work with, too, because I know they got some money, so you got to bring that car. He's kidding, man.
That is that exactly. It's because
and why does your son live with you? He's taking care of you?
My son lives with me because this is a good, upstanding young man. This young man...
He pay all the bills?
He pays my telephone bill. He bought me an iPad for Mother's Day. He helps me. I help him. I help all my children.
Yeah, you have a rich son.
I have good, respectable children.
He's wealthy, man. And all he has to pay is a light bill.
No, sir.
Let me slide them some of my $2,500 a month I pay on bills.
No, sir.
Well,
I love to.
I can't hold that because somebody else, but I own my own properties. I just choose to stay with my parents.
And you can choose to give her only light bill money.
I mean, I give her whatever she needs.
Jerry is not a good friend. There's a lot of people that will tell you Jerry is not a good friend. Jerry can call me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm going to show up because I'm a friend. I'm a man. But you can call Jerry 50 times in a day. He's going to look at that phone and drop it 50 times in a day.
Defendant Ronald Gunn Sr. says after a dispute with the defendant, he sent Ronald threatening text messages, which Ronald has in court today.
How does he owe you,
Jerry
sir?
owes me because on or about end of January, beginning of February, Jerry contacted me and he said, "Hey, I need 2 new tires and I need to pass my emissions and safety inspection test so that I can obtain my tags for my vehicle." So I said, okay, I provided him with the 2 new tires. Then he also needed me to install the 2 new tires, remove one of the old rims, put a new rim on the truck, repair its exhaust system, and supply him with the safety and emissions inspection, and pick him up at 5 o'clock in the morning, drop him off at the work site so that he wouldn't miss work, which I did, and have all that work
He doesn't
completed.
have a driver?
He's rich, he may.
So he had you do all of this work.
Yes, sir.
What was the agreement on payment?
The payment was $574.11.
Okay.
And I called Jerry. I said, hey, truck's done. I won't be around because in the evenings, I'm a courier. So I said, I won't be around. I'll leave the key here. And when I get off work, I'll get with you to get my payment. He said, cool. I got off work, called him, no answer. Called him, no answer. Text him, no response. The next day, I went to his home. When he got off work, his truck was in the driveway.
Remember?
My apologies.
Home, yeah.
Your mother's house, your mother and father's house. And his truck was in the driveway. So I knocked on the door. Mom said, oh, he's sleeping. I said, okay, just tell him I came back. She said, okay, I'll do that. So I left.
You wasn't busy that day. Go ahead.
So I went back by there about 10:30, 11 o'clock that night. I left him a note in his door. I told him, I said, look, bro, I need the money. That's part of my rent payment. Thinking that I can pull on the heartstrings, this my friend, he gonna give me my money so I ain't living on the street or living with my mama like him. So, needless to say, still didn't hear from the brother. So now I'm getting agitated. So I go by, I think maybe 2 days later, and I knocked on the door and I spoke with his dad. Dad said, I understand, he owes you, he needs to pay you. So I pulled out the driveway, I get a phone call from Mom. I said, what's going on, Miss Word? She said, don't you ever come back by my house. You're not welcomed here. You ain't never been welcomed here. I ain't never liked you. I said, well, as long as Jerry owes me some money, I'm gonna have to stop by because I need to get what's mine. She said, you come back by my house, I got something for you. I said, well, Miss Word, you're more than welcome to call the police. This is a civil matter. She said, I ain't talking about the police. At that point, I said, Miss Word, I don't take kindly to threats. I'm gonna disconnect this call. You have a great day. So I tried to get in contact with Jerry a couple more times. I called,
You didn't go by the house anymore.
No, I didn't go by the house anymore because I'm not gonna disrespect this one.
You already did.
At all. So I ended up filing my case. And lo and behold, it was June 4th, which was my 35th birthday. My phone rings. It's him. He cussing me like a sailor.
He had been served the paperwork?
He had been served the paper. He told me, you snitched on me. I said, snitched? We ain't in the streets, bro. You owe me. I did what I have to do legally to get what's mine.
Right.
So he tells me, per the text messages, excuse me, he used the N-word and he said, when I see you, I'm gonna get you. He said, you better hide, you female dog, but he used the cuss word. He said, I'm looking for you. Where you at? I'm gonna you up. He said, you better keep your pistol. He said, I'm gonna beat you first, then if you want pistol play, you can have that too. Bring your female dog butt on.
Sir, did you do all that?
Yes, I did.
Let me hear your side.
All right, this is what happened. I called him that morning. As you know, I'm busy. I got stuff going on. He was over there the day before. I said, hey, man, I'm going to go ahead and need you to take me to work tomorrow and drop my truck off at Mathis so I can get an inspection, get 2 tires put on, and I got an exhaust leak. Well, I went over there that morning to his house and picked him up in my truck. He dropped me off at work, like he said, and he was supposed to take my truck to Mathis. Finally, around 5, something like that, he called me like, hey, your car ready. So I go up there to Mathis, pick my truck up, and pay them for my truck. Pay them for my truck, give my keys to my truck, and I leave. Ronald tried to call me later on. I ain't get his call. I called him back. He said, he texted me back. He said, you owe me $400. I said, what do I owe you $400 for? He said, I ain't got time right now. I said, okay. He still never has explained to me what I owe him for. I asked him to drop my truck off at Mathis and had Mathis do the work. He never did any work for me. All he did was drop me off at work and take my truck to Mathis.
Defendant Ronald Gunn Sr. says after a dispute with the defendant, he sent Ronald threatening text messages, which Ronald has in court today.
Let's get to the threats he alleges. You said you made all these threats against him?
Because he came over to my parents' house, and he told my mom as long as that I stay there, he could come over there whenever he wants.
Did he? Did he come over there more than once or twice?
Yeah, he did come over there.
How many times?
I can't recall exactly how many times he came. Then on top of that, he called my job and told my job that he was a mechanic and that I owed him money and that he needed to pay me.
I did not call his job and tell them that he owed me money. I called his job and told him I needed him to authorize some repairs on his vehicle, and could they get a message to him so that I can complete the repairs on his vehicle with his authorization. That's exactly what I did. He called me right back after I called his job, but I have receipts for every part that was put on that vehicle from all of my vendors.
Let's see it, please. Okay, so your counterclaim for $2,500 was for him calling your job?
My counterclaim was him calling my job, stressing my parents out, and then the back and forth, just arguing with him, trying to figure this out on what I even owe him for.
Okay, sir, I have the Mathis, First Call Auto Parts, U.S. Auto Force. You said he only went to Mathis, sir.
I have no clue. I asked him to drop my truck off. How we got to this point? How does going from dropping my truck off at the shop to get it done to he fixing it?
You asking him to, that's how. I'll grant you your payment that I believe he still owes you, $575, and all this mess, no one's getting anything for the threats. I'm not granting that, sir.
Hold on, sir. Hold on, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I did take it serious.
Okay, so
I've been carrying a pistol. I've been carrying a pistol with me.
Let me see your restraining order or your police report.
I don't have a restraining order.
All right, next time someone threatens you, call the police. Otherwise, nobody's going to believe you. Have a good day. $575 is your judgment. Your claim is dismissed.
Plaintiff Barton Myers was married to the defendant, but things went downhill after he bought a restaurant for her. Barton claims the defendant would have after-hours parties at the restaurant, and he caught her cheating at one of the parties on surveillance video. He's suing her today for half of an unpaid loan. Defendant Nadine Myers admits that she had after-hours parties at the restaurant and says there was a man present who was all over her, but she insists she denied his advances. Nadine does not believe she owes Barton for anything.
Start with you.
This is my ex-wife, Nadine. We were married in 1994. Thought we had a really great marriage. She's a very loving, caring wife. And in about 15 years after we were married, we invested into a restaurant and lounge, and that's when the trouble began.
How so?
Coming home late or early in the morning.
You knew you all were in that bed.
My ex-wife was coming home late, and I got suspicious to it, so one Sunday morning I went down to the restaurant and looked at the bar surveillance cameras and noticed she was having an after-hours party with 3 other men. And
that's not true.
One man, she was, I guess, doing things a married woman shouldn't do or letting a man do. When I came home from reviewing the surveillance tapes, I told her that she needed to leave. She refused to leave. We tried to work it out. It didn't work out. And she said she didn't love me anymore.
Plaintiff Barton Myers was married to the defendant, but he claims he caught her cheating on surveillance video at the restaurant they owned.
You want to speak to that specifically? I heard you saying not true, not true. So.
Yes, that was not true. I could even have witnesses to that. Yes, we did have a little party. It was not just 3 men. That was part of bar life. I had to work and run the bar.
This is after?
Day
this
and
was
night.
During the open hours?
Yes, this during the open hours.
During the open hours, okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Uh-huh.
And
that's a lie.
Let her finish.
There was a man that was all over me that wanted me. I was pushing him away. The film was not true.
Okay. What did he say when you said it's not true?
He didn't believe me, and he still doesn't believe me.
You can see it. She said your eyes were playing tricks on you, sir.
Yeah.
I guess so.
You all look at the tape together?
Yes.
No, she wouldn't review the tape with me. She refused to.
No.
You did review it together.
No, I'm not saying that we didn't review it together, but he would not believe any of my story.
You couldn't forgive her?
I tried. I went to counseling at our church, and the pastor told me to go ahead and erase it, forgive and forget.
He was in the video.
Stop.
Erase it.
Go ahead. That pastor wasn't in that video. Stop.
Anyway.
So you went to counseling with your pastor.
Yes, and
he said forgive and try to move forward.
Right.
What happened?
And it just wasn't going to work. She told me she didn't love me anymore, and kind of took it as that. And
okay, well, if she told you that, then that's understandable. The loan you're suing her for, how did that come about? Wasn't that in the divorce decree? Tell me what's going on here.
Yeah, I have a divorce decree. In April of this year, I got a summons of payment due for $3,854.
From where?
It was through my life insurance that we had taken a loan out in, I believe, 2007 for $1,500 for tools for go out and work, make more money, provide for the family.
Sure.
Well, then I went to driving truck too, and I wasn't home to pay the bills, and that was her responsibility at home. And we went through our divorce, and this never got brought up in our divorce proceedings.
Why? You didn't know about it?
No, I knew about it. I had given my attorney a copy of it. Well, somehow my attorney seemed to lose it, and it didn't get brought up in our divorce.
Did you mention that to him since then, your attorney?
Yes, I have talked to him since then.
What
he said
say?
it wasn't in my case file.
Oh.
So I was told to go to small claims court, and...
That same attorney told you that?
Yes.
You hadn't gotten enough of his advice?
I think I'd paid enough for his advice.
That sounds like it was free, and free advice from a lawyer is worth about that. Go ahead, ma'am. Let me hear from you.
Okay. This life insurance that he has was given to him from his mother when he was born or when at a young age. So that was something that was his. He had bought carpet tools off it to start his own business, which didn't even last a year. And also along in the divorce decree, he got to live in our house that was both of ours for 3.5 years. He stalled it. He asked me to wait for him to buy it out because he was waiting for the bank's approval, in which I let him do. And he told me it would only be like 2 or 3 months. It ended up being like 8 months. He was living in there because the house was paid off, rent-free, mortgage-free. I wasn't getting anything with he's having women and live with them, working. I wasn't getting any compensation from that. And at the end, I had to pay half of the taxes while he was living in that house, rent-free, mortgage-free. And I just don't feel that's my responsibility.
Plaintiff Barton Myers was married to the defendant, but he claims he caught her cheating on surveillance video at the restaurant they owned.
The issues you're bringing up now, financial issues, the house,
right.
Was that disclosed in the divorce when you all were going through that?
Yes.
Was there a trial?
No, there was not a trial.
So that means you signed off on it. And you knew what you were signing off on because you just repeated it to me very clearly. So you signed off on something that, as you look back, wasn't fair. Maybe you were thinking differently at that time and just wanted to get out of it, and a lot of folks do that.
This is what happened. I was making not very much money trying to support me and my son, and we had to discuss and make a decision so that I could be paid out. There was other bills too that came in after.
Well, we can't rehash what went on during your divorce, but as I was saying, a lot of men and women during a divorce, they, due to their temperament at that time or their interest in just resolving this and getting out of it, they sign things and accept things that they later regret. That sounds like what happened here. You signed it because you had pressures on you at that time. Now you look back and you say it's unfair. I signed something that was unfair. Perhaps it was, but the law can't change that. And sir, for you, the issue you have is, and this lawyer, that's why I say he told you wrong. You have to go back to the same divorce judge and amend your divorce petition and ask that it be reopened for the purpose of deciding who owes for the thing that was overlooked. As long as you can prove it was overlooked, however. If you're convinced that that lawyer overlooked it, you might want to write him a letter and say, hey, you know you overlooked this. I'm going to go to the Bar Association and make a complaint. And unless you straighten this out, I bet he'll straighten it out then. Because you have to answer to that Bar Association. Or you gave me advice that said go to small claims court, and that was not correct. I am supposed to go back to the judge to petition that he reopen the case for the purpose of determining the disposition of something that was overlooked in the original petition, and they do that routinely.
Okay.
So that would be my suggestion to you. In the meantime, I can't grant you the judgment as a result. All right? Okay. Good luck to you. Claim dismissed. Have a good day.
He was not the man that I really thought he was when I was married, and I want to get into it anymore, but
I feel the same way she does. I'm the same man that she married, but I don't think she's the same woman.